the way.
We're wanted men. I have spoken.
I found the record button. Awesome. It's been a minute. Welcome to episode 295 of the Smugglers Galaxy Podcast. Here it goes, Jerry, pop it.
I didn't.
Zoom canceled it.
Zoom canceled it. Oh,
Glenn,
man.
can you go
It
back
is-
and find a sound effect and just pop?
That's not happening.
Good.
Did that come across?
That did.
Yes.
I'm a regular Michael Winslow.
Oh goodness. So anyway, it's Mandalorian and Grogu time. We've got a round table of people talking Mando Grogu with us. We got well, you got me, I'm Glenn. Jason's right there.
Hello there.
Jordan from Mickey Mutineers and Jordan Ghastly and all the YouTube stuff. We got Jerry. Jerry, you don't have a podcast yet. You've got one in the works, but nobody knows if ever is going to come out.
Gen
And we
X
got our-
AF.
What was that, Jerry?
Gen X
I'm Glenn.
AF.
You know Jason. This is Jordan from all these things. There's Jerry. He doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I do anything.
That was what I was trying. And we've got Ted from A Force of Course. Is it a bite size or what's it called now, Ted?
Fun-sized.
Fun size Star Wars podcast.
It's not king size.
Not yet. Not yet.
Oh. So how you guys doing? How's life?
It's life and
Life and
Life, man. We could start with pickups. That's a good way to break the ice and get
yeah,
things.
did any? Yeah. So I
I'm
know
missing
Jason-
my Smugglers Galaxy podcast. I'll say that much.
yeah.
It was a nice break. It was
Yeah,
needed.
it was weird waking up on a Saturday and being like, I don't need to record today. Not,
It was
It's
weird
equally as
waking-
weird waking up on a Tuesday and not having something to listen
That's what I was
to.
gonna say.
Exactly.
That's
It's
what I
not in
was
my
gonna
queue.
say.
You could have just called. I would have talked to you for when you're driving.
The soothing tones of Smugglers Galaxy Jason.
Yeah.
The time is now 9:42 a.m. You're not listening to a podcast. But...
Hasbro's recently announced this figure. More Black Series, less for TVC.
Oh my God. Yeah. Freaking Hasbro. Anyway, I thought Mr. Steve was going to stop all the repacks.
Hmm. Well, I don't know what I can say, what I can't say, but just doing research and going back through things, they've always been pretty, like if you read between the lines, they always said like, if there's a chance they could reuse a piece, it's more likely they're going to make that piece than something that they won't
Mhm.
All right.
be able to do that for. So it's always been there. I think it's their strategy for, at least for the vintage collection.
And it just kind of hit me. It is kind of because they repackaged all the droid, the droid 3PO, the droid R2, and the droid Fett on a droid card, Black Series.
Yeah.
But it just hit me. They've done that with everything else. I guess makes sense for them to do it.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for them to take that droid's Fett and put it in a holiday special box. I'll buy that in a second.
Yeah.
A heartbeat. A heartbeat. 'Cause it's
Mr.
the right
Steve, if you're
colors.
listening,
It's the right colors. Like
Yeah.
I was like, man, this is pretty close, if not exact. So if they put it in a holiday special, or if they do the like one of those, like they did with the Jackson Bunny, they had like the Velcro opening door, but
Oh,
do
the
that
book.
with but do the animation style from the short. I'd buy that in a heartbeat, man.
Yeah.
That'd be a really good San Diego Comic Con exclusive, I think.
Mm.
ooh,
It would.
So,
make your check payable to Jordan Ghastly.
Yep.
I'm hoping for I keep saying in all of the retro collection discussions that the they got to do for at least for 2028. Maybe not for 2027, but for 2028 for the anniversary of Kenner, they have to do a special San Diego Comic-Con retro Blue Snaggletooth. They got to make it.
Yeah.
That rumor's been going around for a minute.
Yeah.
Same
Well,
thing
it's
with
been
the-
most wanted forever. So
Right.
Mr. Steve has posted polls about that. Would you be okay with this?
yeah, to see it on a card back, I think would be great.
On a card back in good condition, because like we've said, they've been rotting on shelves. Like that's the figure, the number one most rotted figure.
Yeah.
So I think they could do well with that. I'm anxious to see what they have coming, and I think because Steve is such a sort of toy nerd / historian on that stuff, I think we'll probably get two good years out of retro before it goes down. We'll get 2027 for the 50th, and then 2028 for the 50th of Kenner. So
Yeah, I think they have 5 more years on the license right now. I think.
Well, we're getting close to fixed income at this point, so they better hurry the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice to tie it up with a bow. Somebody else gets the license. I'm done.
Right. Sonny, I'm getting old. I'm hitting retirement.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's becoming more of a niche hobby for older people. Kids are just not buying toys. I mean, they can say all they want that this is for 6-year-olds, but you go to the toy shelves right now, there's like no product on the line for Mando and Grogu. And if this is a movie for 12-year-olds or 6-year-olds, then there should be stuff for 6-year-olds to play with, and it's just not there.
The $20 MSRP says it. They
Right.
know that they're not selling to kids. If it's $20 for a TVC figure, they know they're not selling to kids.
Yeah.
The little bit that did come out from Mando and Grogu is already clearanced. So
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's sad just knowing the days, because I had a friend during vacation who came up from Miami, and he was there with me Midnight Madness episode 1, where the front of Toys R Us was stocked with I feel like an old man yelling at the clouds. But the front was stocked with episode 1 stuff. There was a whole aisle in the back with episode 1 stuff, and now you go in and you're lucky if you find one figure on the shelf. It's just a sad progression, but it's part of life.
Yeah.
it's the crappy part.
So, Jason, what did you pick up? So we were talking
I mean,
pickups.
Yeah, I picked up a couple of the Mando stuff, but the big thing that I got was a sign-off sample for the R2-D2 transforming playset from Micro Machines, which was
Yeah,
cool.
that was a cool piece,
Yeah.
man. That was a great addition.
The crazy thing is I got it for $20, and the sign-off, the sample itself, the what do you call it? The sticker that goes on the back of the box, usually for the sign-off, is actually on the piece itself, which I've never seen before. And I used AI to translate it from Chinese or Mandarin to English, and it's got just like, you need to change this, you need to change this. And looking at it, I can see those inconsistencies. The biggest thing is like there's one piece that's a different color than production, but for $20, I was like, yeah, it's the cheapest prototype I've ever purchased.
Better keep that on the down low, man. I'm telling you, it's just a matter of time before that explodes. I saw one of the like toy collector podcasts. The guys, he's been collecting Fisher Price Adventure People. Now all of a sudden the prices are like through the roof. And he's like, I can't even afford to buy them anymore. These just used to be my secret little, guilty pleasure, and I can't even afford them anymore.
I don't think that's going to be a problem. People
Never know. Going
Never
into that
know, but-
90s age, you got more disposable income for that age group. So who knows?
Who knows?
Well, you know how few people listen to this podcast?
Yeah. People are wise, they would listen.
Right.
But people are stupid and they don't. Anyways,
Yeah, I haven't had that exciting. I think I pre-ordered the Hera, the TVC Hera, but that really hurt. $20 for that was kind of insane. I did pick up, so we did the toy swap last weekend, and I picked more stuff up for my wife than I did for myself because there was ET crap there. So
Wait, when did you get to the swap? Because
I saw you,
Jason.
but you were like way on the other side.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say I didn't see you. I hung out with Jason for a bit.
Yeah, I saw you, and then it was like, oh, they're talking to people. I'm gonna let them talk, and then I just never got
This is
around
new
to it.
Glenn, by the way. This is not old Glenn.
Where I'm not yelling at people.
You're not yelling. You're not
Like he
getting in
didn't
cameras.
yell across the parking lot. Hey, it's that Jordan Ghastly guy from YouTube.
Yeah, see, this is new Glenn.
So yeah, no, but I saw you. But by the time, it was hot. And I'm like, I just want to get through this.
I don't know. New Glenn kind of makes me feel a little uncomfortable now.
Can you go back to the immature Glenn, not mature Glenn?
Dude, this is weird. I don't like it.
But yeah, and I picked up a couple of open gambits there, and a Back to the Future. Somebody had a sealed Back to the Future McDonald's toy. So
Nice.
Did
yeah,
you ever get, speaking of real quick, did you ever get the Zeb from Burger King?
I did not get I got the pre-production, but not the production.
Because I've heard, and Zeb's one of the few that I don't have. I have like 6 out of the 8. I've heard that Zeb was incredibly difficult to track down for some reason. A lot of
Really?
people struggled with that one.
Yeah, I went to Burger King the other day on the way to the toy fair, the toy shop, toy swap, and got one, but I got the Mandalorian, one of the Mandos.
Yeah.
But I did one of the guys in the chat in the club was like, go to Burger King and get all the stuff that they're about to throw away. And I was like, dude, that takes a lot.
Yeah, I
That's
went there and they're
effort.
like, here's 3 that you don't have. I'm like, okay, how much? And they're like, just take it.
Yeah. Awesome.
Nice.
You know, you're getting old when you're like, that's just too much effort. And you think about how much gas we used to spend doing toy runs. I'm not wasting my time going to Burger King.
I did pick up the Zeb cup just to kind of keep it, keep the because it was Zeb and Burger King cups, and I was like, do I need to get the other 3? I'm like, nah, I'll be fine.
I always gauge it by like, how many people am I going to have to talk to make this happen? It's not worth it.
You sound like me, man. My introvert is getting worse by the day.
Yeah.
I feel like the one time I went on a fast food toy run was a few years ago when they were doing all of the Disney parade floats.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause my wife wanted them, so I was like, all right, I'm going out and toy hunting anyway. What's an extra stop in a McDonald's? Let me tell you, every time I went in there, I would have a time just asking people, hey, the Happy Meal toy, can I just buy the toy? Yeah, the Happy Meal's $4.99. It's with the. I was like, no, can I just get the toy? Like, well, you can get the Happy Meal. I'm like, like every time.
They just throw the food out in front of their face.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I ran into the same thing when I was at Burger King when I got the cup. I was like, I just can't. What toys do you have? And can I just buy the toy? Well, you can buy the Happy Meal. Well, what toys do you have? And they were just like, no help at all.
It's probably what they're telling them behind the scenes is upsell.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
they want the toy, ask them to buy the meal.
Mhm.
Which depending on what it is, I don't mind doing that. Like whenever they did the Halloween buckets. Like,
Yeah.
I wanted the Halloween buckets, but luckily the one around the corner from me, the McDonald's was like, do you just want the bucket? It's $2. Like, sure.
Yes.
Like,
Thank you for speaking my language.
You can tell that like everybody who wanted just a bucket just really beat it out of them, and they're like, just $2, take the bucket.
Right. Get $2 cash, you can have it while they stuff their pockets full of money.
Yeah.
McDonald's is the one that I struggle to eat more than BK, just because that woman found the sandwich in her jacket for like 20 years and it looked
Yeah.
the same. And it's like,
Mm-mm. I can't do fast food anymore. I don't know. I'm past that window.
well, maybe we do need the preservatives that they have in McDonald's to preserve us.
It only works after you die.
Well, we're going to look great in 6 years after we die.
You're right.
Yeah.
We all know how I feel about the fillet of fish sandwich. So.
Oh, yes. That was one of the best jokes ever.
How about you, gentlemen? Have you picked up anything Star Wars recently, in recent memory?
Who wants to go first?
I ordered a retro set.
Pre-ordered the retro set.
Yeah, same.
I received my Mando and Grogu yesterday.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
So
That's cool.
Black
I
Series.
ordered this. So this is weird. All right. They opened up that shipping warehouse for Hasbro in Midway, Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And since they've opened it up in Midway, I've received things within 48 hours. I'll
Wow.
order on a Monday and it would be delivered on a Wednesday. Like it's that quick of a turnaround. For some reason, this guy went to Orlando first and then sat in Orlando for a day or two and then was delivered yesterday.
Well, he wanted to see Galaxy's Edge too.
I was about to say he had to go ride Smugglers Run to see his new ride.
You
Well,
know my shipping hell now because I'm so
So-
close to Florida that practically everything I order, whether it's Amazon, eBay, whatever, it
We'll
either
go
has
to Orlando, yeah.
it has to go to Jacksonville, which is even
Oh.
worse. Even the postal workers call Jacksonville the black hole.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it'll sit there for 3-4 days sometimes before they'll and the problem is I'm one of those guys, my local congressman knows me by name, or at least the secretaries do. And it's like I call my district representative and he's like, well, that's in Florida. You need to call them. And then I try and contact them and they're like, they won't even return my email because I'm not a citizen of Florida. So I'm caught in this like ass crack of postal hell.
Well, I've come to the conclusion that, like, let's say you pay for like the long-term shipping, and it oh, there you go, Jordan.
Well, I was gonna let you finish then.
Okay,
but,
so
yeah.
anyway, so you pay for, like, let's say you pay for shipping, like a cheaper shipping, but they're ahead of the game. They'll let your stuff sit for a week rather than let it run down the line. Because I'll watch something I ship to somebody and it feels like it sits somewhere. It'll progress really fast and then it sits. They're like, oh, it's not supposed to be there for 3 days. So instead of getting it there 3 days early, they're like, no, we're just gonna, get it there 3 days early and be like, wow, yay, the post office, great job. They'll be like, no, it'll just sit here for 3 days and you can curse at us because or you could be happy because it got there on time versus early.
Like
I also-
postal
Jason's not even paying
purgatory.
attention.
I also, one, I got this really cool 3D printed head.
Ooh.
Figure Dan.
Nice.
So whoever did that did some pretty solid work.
Right.
I don't know who it would be.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know anybody
would-
with a 3D printer that would spend hours.
If they're listening, I just want them to know that their artwork is appreciated in my
I see
collection
it up
room.
there. I love
Are
it.
they still worshiping him?
They they are actually. No, the band is right here. So I really liked that photo. I was like, I need some like cult of Figure and Dan over here. But I picked up the Star Speeder 1000 because they
Nice.
had a reissue on the Disney Store on May the 4th. And Jason knows my regret all too well that I passed on it the first time. So when it was announced that it was getting a reissue, I did not hesitate to purchase it. And I paid that full price tag. And
You
then
didn't get the $100 off?
so funny story about
But
that.
wait, there's more.
There is more. So I paid the $350 for it, and yeah, and then I received it a week and a half before they did the 40% that sale where it was $100 off.
Yeah.
And I was like, you've got to be. I even messaged Jason and I said, dude, look at this. And Jason's like, yeah, I saw that. I didn't want to tell you and make you mad.
I was already mad. I'm really mad at Disney Store right
He
now.
was
but that's
he was
all right.
mad for me on my behalf, which I appreciate. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, if I can't get it, I'll be mad for you too.
Yeah. And so I was sitting at work and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna, contact Disney and see what I can do. And I was chatting with somebody on the little chat function, and I was like, yo, here's the deal. I bought this, I got it a week ago, and now it's on sale. Is there any way that I can get some kind of refund or partial? Ooh, DJ
Rex
in the
does not
house.
approve.
And then I said, hey, is there a way I can get like maybe a refund or a partial refund? And they said, well, we'll see what we can do. And I was probably on hold for 5 minutes. And they said, all right, tell you what, we can give you a one-time $100 credit on the Disney Store website. And we'll email you the credit code. And it's good until December 31st. I was like, okay, I'll take that. So I have $100 credit on the Disney website that I can use. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to use it for just yet, but I'll take that. I'm happy with how that worked out.
That's
It'll
fair.
expire right before the next sale.
Right.
Yeah, it will. It will. I was thinking about getting that 4-pack of the BD droids
Mhm.
that they have on there. So, because I heard that they scale pretty well with Black Series. So,
I
we'll
ordered
see.
that new droid that they released this past week from was it B2 from Andor, part of their Build a Droid series, and my order went through, and then Tuesday they came back and said, "Sorry, we don't have the inventory." And I'm like, "Why did you let me order it?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys are the idiots." And then I
You
get to
don't have
watch
the
everybody
inventory.
open theirs, and I'm like,
Just why don't you do what you do with the Starbucks mugs? Say back order and just make
more.
another
it's
batch.
a very
Right.
popular program, the Build a Droid thing, because everybody wants to collect the whole series.
Mhm.
Hmm.
But when they sell out, they sell out. So I don't know if they just make a run of 5,000 and that's it, or what. Anyways, what did
Jerry, you pick anything up?
Um, I feel like the old guy here. I'm doing a.
Oh, there's a live unboxing. Jordan's live unboxing.
I I've been putting together a full run of offerless card backs to go with my full run of figures, and I'm fairly particular about like the box, the colored behind the coffin bubble has to be at least 2/3 present, and card can't be cut, has to have the proof of purchase, blah 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 blah. And I've been building this for I don't know, year and a half. And the last of the first 21, the one that I needed the most, and you'd be shocked to know that this is a very difficult 21 back card to find, is R5D4. And I finally tracked that down and got it for a decent price. So, but yeah, I think I'm down to less than 10, and that includes the Power of the Force line. That I'm trying to get all of those card backs and just have a full set. Obviously, 4LOM is the one you can't get that one offerless without paying, $1,000 or something for it. But most all the others are offerless, except for what is it, Poplu and Lumat. I think those also kind of came with the offer, but they're like 98% offerless. So yeah, I got that and ordered the retro set and oh yeah, I ordered the vintage collection Hammerhead finally, and the
I need to do
updated
that.
Walrus Man with the slight green tint versus the black head. So, but yeah, that's about it. I don't buy a whole lot these days. Graham and I are doing a booth down at the Tallahassee Toy Show next weekend, and I was going to tell you, Glenn, if Mandy's collecting ET, does she have a Topps rack pack of cards or the mint on card figurine of ET with the bathrobe and the beer? I've got both of those that I was going to sell at the toy show. I'll save them for her if she wants them.
Okay, send her pictures.
Okay.
'Cause it's at this point, it's like
You
if I
don't know. You can't
I
keep
don't
up with
know,
it.
and it's like if I find something she doesn't have, it's odd. It's like, oh my gosh.
Gotcha. I'll send her a picture.
Yeah.
"How about
Hey.
you, Ted?"
Yeah.
Pre-ordered the retro 6-pack. Have you guys seen the model kits that Walmart has from Blockies or Blokies, whatever it
Yes.
is?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I picked up some of those. And just a bit of advice: if you go to build them, do your first one sober. I started a stormtrooper, and I wasn't paying really close attention to the directions. I was just following the pictures. Well, under the pictures, there are numbers that tell you where the piece is, as far as like on the plastic sets. It took me way longer than it needed to build that first one, and then I'm like, let me try a second one, and I
He's
was
got an arm for a leg.
Yeah, it was close. He looked rough. The second one I built, I did stone sober, and boy, it was easy. No problem at all.
It's easy enough that a 6-year-old could do this.
Yeah, right. Wow.
Man.
The other thing, I'm in talks now. I only need 6 issues of the original Marvel Star Wars run, the up to 107, and I'm in talks to secure 2 more of those. Hopefully, if the seller doesn't flake on me. But they're getting harder and harder to find, and they're not like I've got the rare issues or like all the first appearances. These are just regular ass issues that I need, and they're not easy to find. So that's my plight right now.
I like your bat cases.
Mm.
I'm a bat case guy too. It's kind of dark there, but yeah, it's all my bat cases.
Yeah, they make it easy.
Yeah.
Real quick before we get into the main topic, I just wanted to bring up HasLab
Mm.
because there hasn't been a HasLab at all this year, and I'm wondering if Tron killed HasLab.
That's the rumor. That's the rumor.
Oh,
Is that the end of line?
Well,
Either-
I've also
either-
oh, go ahead. Sorry, Jerry.
No, I was just going to say they think they're building up momentum because I think the Death Star is happening. It's a matter of time.
Well, I've also noticed that none of the other IPs have had HasLabs yet this year.
Right.
So
No G.I. Joe, no
Yeah,
Transformers.
there hasn't been a I just got my Transformers HasLab from last year, like maybe about 2 weeks ago. But I think there was a G.I. Joe one that ended either earlier this year or late last year for the Snowcat. But
Which is
About that.
what's that?
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, I did too until somebody mentioned it to me last weekend. But I don't think anything is available right now.
You got to wonder if the geopolitics is not making them, because I think they saw that cantina with the whole tariff situation, I think that was a close call for them, and maybe with what's going on now, maybe they're just being extra cautious until the dust settles a little bit. Who knows?
Yeah,
I mean,
they probably hit the pause button. I also wonder how much of the HasLab will move towards that made to order thing that they've been doing.
It's probably the way forward.
I think that's
With the
a smart
minimum
move
guarantee.
Has
Right.
Star Wars, have they done a made to order Star Wars
Not yet.
No.
No.
So far it's only been Marvel.
Yeah.
I think the Death Star thing, if they do it as a component, which that's from
Yeah.
all of the prototypes that have been leaked.
Oh, they
That
did one for
seems to
G.I.
be-
Joe as well. I'm sorry. They did
Okay.
one for the HISS tank that didn't have the cheaper HISS tank. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. So I feel like that if they do that, the component idea with the Death Star, I think might work okay with that made to order thing too. So sort of fits that mold.
yeah, that's interesting on the Death Star because that's the first time I've heard. I've heard rumors that they're just going to sell it. It'll be $1,500, but what if they break it apart?
Yeah. You just buy the pieces you want.
Right.
Woof. A modular Death Star does sound kind of cool though.
Modular.
Right.
That's the word I was looking
Right,
for.
modular. Yeah, if they do it to where you can buy what you want modularly, but would they do it where it's all at once, or like? Because I know some of the, or would you do it over months, like
Yeah.
they did with the turtles?
That would help with folks trying to budget too. So,
Right.
I would.
I was
think-
going to say, Glenn said $1,500, and I need to change my shorts. Oh my God!
That's what I've heard too. 1,000 plus. I've heard that everywhere.
No, Ted. What the rumors and what I've seen leaked, this thing is going to be waist tall, and like it's going to be huge. So you were like, oh, $1,500. It's going to probably be worth it, but it would take up half your room, I think.
$1,500. I want to be able to climb inside it and play.
Yeah.
I want to be able to destroy a planet.
And I'm hearing you hear anywhere from like 1,000 to 1,200. I think by the time it's said and done, and the way things are rising and inflation, I would say it's 1,500
Okay.
would be my guess. But you don't know until they release it.
So I have time to start my GoFundMe. Is what you're saying?
Yes. So Lauren's wedding, Death
Oh.
Star.
Yeah.
Just ask me, who cut from the flowers so I can buy a Death Star? You really need those?
You need a new dress. You have so many clothes.
Just wear white pants, white shirt. You're good.
Yeah,
Right.
you got it.
Go to Ross, get those on discount. While you're there, I'll go see if there's any TVC in the back.
Spoiler: there's not.
And then
Well-
Oh, go ahead.
No, because you were just said Ross. They're starting to raise all their prices back up.
Yeah.
So they're instead of, you were getting TVCs for under $10. Now they're like back up to 15 from what I'm seeing.
Wow.
Basically retail.
Yeah.
It's a matter of time before Hasbro catches on, and we're going to have a Ross exclusives. Let's just go ahead and cut to the chase.
Right.
McFarlane's already doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
McFarlane's doing Ross exclusives.
Also,
Really?
NECA's doing it too.
It's crazy.
They were like a lot of those Ninja Turtle 4-packs that they have for the various versions of the turtles. They've been splitting them up and giving them less accessories and putting them out at Ross for $15, new packaging and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
That might be the way to sell toys these days.
Yep.
They're just sitting on the rack in Target.
They know we're
Walmart.
at the door at 8 a.m. when it opens, so you know.
Target has
Captive
been
audience.
Target has been hinting that they're going to be cutting back on toys as well.
More?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Well, I
The
mean,
Star
like,
Wars section is only like a 2-foot strip on the shelves anymore.
right.
Yep.
Well, I mean, like with the Legos at Ross's, they're charging full retail for all those Lego sets that are popping up. So,
Yeah.
and people are complaining about that. It's like they can price it however they want. Just don't buy it. Like Jason says, speak with your wallet.
Does Lego have a deal where they have to be set? Like I know Apple does with other retailers, like their prices are set throughout. Maybe Lego has that same situation.
I
They
don't
won't
know.
allow their product to be discounted.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's that in the fashion world it works at with like Levi's and Nikes. That's their thing. Whoever distributes it, they have a bottom price. It's almost like unionized prices where
Right.
they sell for less than, and everybody has to run the same sale at the same time. So.
Yeah.
And then real quick before we jump into Mando and Grogu, sorry, Ted, I know this is not really, you can't really contribute to this conversation, unfortunately, but do you guys have any Rogue Fun stories to tell real quick?
Oof. Oh man, so many. I'm still reflecting. I love to watch. We're still seeing like Susan just went through her swag.
Yeah.
You know, people are still going through and sort of reminiscing, reflecting. I did. Barry did send me this, which is
Yeah, that's the yeah.
This was the jewel for me, man. I mean, does it get any better?
It's not gonna. Well, it won't come through. But
Yeah,
but
you
he
got
just
noise
held up
canceling on Zoom.
it's a keychain that. Oh, it's from the troop transport, right?
No, it's,
Or
it's
it's
all
all
from
different?
Kenner commercials. It's the
Okay.
Wampa, Tauntaun, the Boba Fett promotion. I can't believe it's canceling it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Can't hear anything.
it and it's all sound clips. It's one of those old school keychains
Oh, cool.
from when
It's
we
like
were
a fart
young.
box, but with
Yeah.
Kenner.
It's got 6 sound clips on it from different Kenner things.
I think for me, the highlight of Rogue Fun was finding out about the uncut patch set.
Yeah.
We knew it was going to happen.
Oh my God.
Ted's like, what?
You've heard the podcast, right, Ted?
Oh yeah.
Listen, hearing the podcast, but standing right next to Glenn while the thing was going down.
Oh my God.
Did you ever see the meme of the lady looking kind of confused, and then she has all the geometry? And I was like, that was me in real time in front of a room of 100 people. As I'm holding stuff up, going,
I forgot you were in the middle of all that, Jordan. So yes, how was that like being in the middle of that?
Oh no, it was fun. I didn't know that you guys were gonna ask me to be like the Vanna White of all of the the auction pieces, which I loved. I had a good time doing that. So if there's a Rogue 3, let me know, and I'm happy to be the Vanna White again.
Oh yes.
But no, it was a fun day, man. I enjoyed it, and things like that remind me why I do love Star Wars as a whole. It's because sometimes we all love Star Wars, but sometimes Star Wars, like, we can get Star Wars'd out sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, all right, maybe I'll watch this for a minute, but then something like that happens, and you're like, oh yeah, that's why I love Star Wars.
Yeah.
So
The fandom, it's such a part of it. I mean,
yeah, the one piece of swag, and I also didn't realize, like, I knew that swag was a big part of Star Wars, like fan things, right? Like, I knew it was. This was the first year that I really paid attention to it. And there were just so many pieces, and I felt bad because I didn't bring any swag. I'm like, well, now I just feel bad that I'm not reciprocating all of the kindness that everybody else is showing me by handing me all these really cool pieces of swag. And a lot of these pieces, people put a lot of time into it. Like oh, I forgot her name, but she made the 3D printed light up Death Star
Oh, yeah.
Oh
planes.
no, yeah.
It's like,
First place.
geez, yeah,
Carlene, yeah, Carlene.
yeah. And then the one piece though that I was looking to get and I couldn't find. So if anybody has an extra one, was the Modal Nodes punk rock pin.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody has an extra one of those? Like
I'll reach out to Vinny.
Okay, cool. I appreciate it. But
Yeah, because he did a whole set of those.
yeah, and I didn't even know that that was a piece of swag until after the event had ended. And I'm like, man, I would have, gone and tracked one of those down had I known. All the other pieces of swag I got were just like, here you go, have this. Here you go, have this.
And,
Like,
you were kind of sitting at a prime location because you were just kind of at the table, like the ticket table most of the day, right? While people were showing up.
yeah, I was
Yes.
helping Shannon and Lindsay. And Jerry and I packed we packed all those lunch boxes in record
Yeah.
time, I think.
We had it was because I helped a little bit too but it was like it was boom, 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 the whole
Assembly
thing,
line.
an assembly line that's go around. But yeah, you were kind of set up because Mandy was helping out too, and
That's
everybody
right, yeah.
you'd walk up and they were like, okay, 4 people, boom, 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 here's some swag, and
Mhm.
people were looking for her because she was sort of my secret weapon when it came to swag, because I'm sure it's the same way with Jason and Shannon, because they know we're a couple and they're like, okay, I see you, here's Glenn's swag.
Yeah.
You know, because they're like there's a lot of people that when they make a big set, they know, okay, I got to make some for the 5 guys that are putting this on, because I'm never gonna, here's a full set, so she was my secret weapon, and I've got a bag. I was going through my room, and it's like there's still a bag of swag I hadn't even gone through.
Mhm.
Yeah, I got caught in the same thing where I was just so busy and missed out on a few pieces. But everybody's been really cool that had extras. Like Mark
Yeah.
Schnack sending me the last koozie that I need for that set of koozies. I even got the limited one because I honestly thought I had them all, but then afterwards I realized I didn't have the Admiral Raddus, which is like the number one,
Mhm.
and Mark's sending that. But I think for me the highlight, and I'm sure it's perspective for those of us who know how much Lewis puts into helping out with this thing. He's but the
Man.
pink shorts, it was almost like that. It was like the opening montage at the first Rogue Fun. I was laughing and honestly kind of misty because I was behind the double doors over by the ticket booth table.
Mhm.
I'd come around and he was over there getting ready, and I was like, oh yeah, they're supposed to do that. So I watched it through those doors, and it was a sort of fly on the wall, but I was just cackling, but literally had tears in my eyes because it's just like so cool because it was so well received.
Mhm.
And I'll be honest, 95% of the room were totally in on the joke the minute he walked in, and it was just so cool to see Lewis kind of get that recognition, even though most of the people have no clue just how much work that guy puts in to sort of help us get this thing moving
Right.
in the right. He's just so behind the scenes. But yeah, love Lewis to death. He and April both are just good people and such, pillars of the club, I think.
Yeah, and it's funny going through all the pictures of people not knowing. Like Josie is like, why is this guy in
Yeah.
pink shorts?
One of my daughter was there. It's one of my favorite photos. It's like, what is going on? This isn't Star Wars.
and yeah, I mean, and Jason sold it because I knew it was coming, and he's in the middle of saying something, and I thought he didn't know, he wasn't in on it. He's like, no, I was in on it. I knew it was coming, but it just, as soon as the mic dropped, I was like, here he comes. And I was just like, whoa. Yeah, but it was just, that whole moment in time, I think captures everything.
Yeah.
As far as Rogue Fun and the fun we try to bring into it.
I thought the introduction of all of the guests with the sabers at the beginning was also pretty cool. That
was pretty cool.
Going back and watching the video, you can tell just the smiles on everyone's faces. Just they really appreciated that, and seeing Howard Ballinger coming in with this little bop, it was just great. They I think everybody really enjoyed that. So
Cool. I guess with that, I don't have anything else. I was just kind of
In
curious, and I feel
conclusion,
bad because Ted's just sitting there falling asleep.
No, I like the part where I was stuck in Louisville, Kentucky, dealing with airport crap.
So you
That
were
was
supposed to be there and you got stuck.
every year we get stuck handling the Derby in Louisville, and I'm always committed. I told him next year, I don't want to do it anymore.
Mm.
Just
Is
the
that through
blowback from
work
it's a
or?
mess.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry, through work.
yeah.
Okay. I thought you were getting drunk wearing funny hats on the sidelines.
Two things can be true, Glenn.
I thought he was just there.
Mint juleps
Sitting
and wide
around.
brims.
So, what'd you think of season 4 of The Mandalorian?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
It was shorter than normal.
Yeah.
It was bigger than normal. That's the thing I noticed. Is very big. It's a very.
Yeah.
It was meant to be seen on a large screen. They spared
I
no
agree.
expense in that regard, I think.
Given the
sure.
option of like an 8-episode season 4 or a 2-hour condensed,
Yeah,
more concise, more thought out, I guess.
it was
I would
action
prefer
packed.
the movie over this, but I don't know if it deserved to be a movie.
I don't know.
I'm
I
okay
felt
with
that
it being a movie, but maybe not in theaters,
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
like a Disney Plus
Yeah.
deal.
yeah.
And I
Yeah.
don't mind seeing it in theaters. I thought it was a great experience. Just
Yeah.
not everyone agrees, apparently.
Mm.
I think it was a kind of like a damned if you do and a damned if you don't situation
Yep.
because a lot of and I can see their argument. I can understand their argument where people are like, oh, it was just a condensed version of season 4. Like that could have been a season. Like, well, yeah, but the flip side of that was if it was a season, you'd be complaining that it was too long because they would have to fluff it with other stuff, and
Jack
that's where
Black
you
and
get
Lizzo.
that's where you get the Jack Black and the Lizzo stuff. Which I've been on record and saying like it didn't bother me anywhere near as much as it bothered a lot of other people.
Right.
But that's where all that fluff comes in. So it's like, do you want a fluffed 8 episodes as a season, or do you want a little bit more concise 2.5 hour or 2 hour movie? And I don't know. Again, I think it's like no matter which way you do it, people are going to complain one way or the other.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think I kind of went on a whole rant on Facebook about just the modern state of movie watching about a week or two ago. But it was just, I don't know. I think for the 2 hours and 12 minutes that I was sitting in that seat, I enjoyed myself immensely, and regardless of I enjoyed the story that the movie was telling me, and it didn't really matter to me if it was a movie or if it was a season, like because at the end I still enjoyed the story that medium was telling me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they cut the Droid CSI episode from season 4 and just made a movie. But there was remnants of a season in there because within 20 minutes you got Rotta the Hutt repeating the same monologue about how he's trying to not be his father and to move on. And I thought that was a little odd and like the editor should have caught that. Like, why are we doing this twice? You think people are on their phone and they didn't get it the first time?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that might possibly, because I'm sure this sort of the benefit of you guys doing this episode a little later is I think we've all sort of heard the chatter in the room about it, and I'm not so sure that there might not be some truth to it in that they are, there's a lot of fandom right now saying that they're setting up Rada to replace Mando, that they're going to write Mando out of the story and it's going to end up being Rada and Grogu as opposed to Mandalorian and Grogu. And I don't know that might not be a good move. I think it could possibly take it in the right direction. I don't know.
It's the first time I've heard that.
There's a lot of chatter.
Really?
Right now. Yeah, because they keep
No,
saying.
no. I'm more really to Jason than to you.
Oh
Jerry.
yeah, they keep saying that they made the same point twice about Rada living longer, and the whole theme of Mando. The older take care of the young take care of the older. I'm not so sure that we're not going to see Mando get killed off or something, and they're going to set it for a new series with Rotta the Hutt and Grogu.
I maybe they go in the sunset that way, but I
Yeah,
don't think they're gonna do more shows with Rotta and Grogu. Maybe that's how they go off,
yeah.
and that's where they leave it.
Hmm.
But that would just be too costly to do Rotta the Hutt every week.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's my thought too. I'm like, yeah, it'd be cool, but I'm with Jason. It's like the money that they would have to spend CGIing Rada
Mhm.
um, would be a lot.
Not gonna
I
do
just
it.
I don't know that I would watch that.
The Surfer Boy thing, yeah, it was a little
Yeah.
annoying there after a little bit. That
Yeah.
was, I mean, I thought the character was cool and all, and you know the way, particularly the whole Chicago, whatever the name of the planet was that they were on, and have that whole sort of Chicago underworld vibe was great.
Now Hutta.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
and Nal Hutta was awesome to
I
finally
did,
get to see
yeah.
that
I
after
love Nal Hutta.
years. But at the same time, you know, I've not heard a lot of chatter about this online. Maybe I'm oblivious to it. I don't know. But if you guys remember, after the standalone Solo was released and it didn't do the numbers because there was a rumor that there was going to be a standalone Boba Fett and a standalone Yoda. I'm not so sure that Favreau slash Filoni, F and F, didn't say, wait, we can do both of those, but make it new and fresh. Because let's be honest, Mandalorian was Boba Fett, Grogu is Yoda, and they basically merged those two projects or ideas together, and that's where we got the Mandalorian. And I think they pulled it off. You know, it really took the Star Wars universe in a new direction. It made it fresh, but it still had enough. What is the fan? What is what's the little
Not fan service, but
fan service? Yeah,
Yeah.
there was enough fan service in there for those two characters, but still made it fresh. I still believe that that was a conscious decision on the part of, you know, Disney behind the scenes of saying, okay, instead of doing a rehash of these two characters, why don't we make something new that's similar?
right.
Because it hit all the right notes with the old fans, I think.
They
Yeah.
did want to use Boba Fett, but Lucasfilm said no. So that's why they
Oh.
made up the Mandalorian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I knew there had to have been some chatter somewhere about this but it's been a few years, so
And when you say Yoda, you mean adult Grogu?
exactly. Exactly.
Sorry, Ted. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying they did it to such effect that the best part of the Book of Boba Fett was where the Mandalorian was featured. So
Yep. Agreed. That was the best episode, I think.
yeah.
Hmm.
I want to go back and watch that to see if it's aged better. You know, now that the time has passed. Now that time's passed, and I've accepted some of the Power Ranger aspects of that show.
Man, you know what's really funny about that? And I'm sorry to cut you off, Jason, but this is this is pertinent to what you just said. I know a lot of people have been making like the Power Ranger jokes about it,
Mhm.
and whenever I saw it, I was thinking quadrophenia because
Yeah.
they're called the mods.
Yeah.
They're on scooters,
Yeah.
like Vespas. So like that's the first thing that I saw was just the Jimmy from Quadrophenia yelling "Bellboy."
Yeah, the big
I think there was a lot of nods for I think that was Robert Rodriguez doing nods to movie history because I'm a big fan of Dances with Wolves. I'm a big fan of Lawrence of Arabia. And I like Book of Boba Fett. You know,
Mhm.
for someone who I kind of
Yeah.
consider myself a purist, I really liked it. I liked the story. I liked the evolution of the character. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the episode where they reintroduced him with Fennec. That was an awesome episode, and we got a taste of that old Boba Fett. But I kind of like new Boba Fett, Dad Fett, or whatever the internet world was calling him. I thought it was a good story, but I'm definitely in the minority on that.
But
somewhere out there, he's still riding a bantha.
Like a
I,
panda.
I've been going back, and I think I'm a little bit more than halfway through my rewatch of Book of Boba Fett, and I feel like I'm enjoying it as much as I enjoyed it the first time, which was I liked it the first time around. Like I didn't dislike it. If there's anything out that I want out of Boba Fett or the Book of Boba Fett, it's that I want Max Rebo to survive and then be in another show where he then has to escape another explosion.
Exactly. He escaped the barge. Who's to say he didn't escape the cantina?
Exactly.
Yeah, he's
Hopefully
the
he threw
Sinatra.
himself on top of Garza Fwip and saved her too.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She
I
was
know I
a
would.
great character too. Not to mention she's beautiful, but she
Not
was
all
such a
heroes
cool
wear
character.
capes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that Max Rebo is the Sinatra of the whole universe. Like, Mr. Rebo, don't go in tonight.
Some stuff's going down.
You shook toes. What was it from Ocean's 13? You shook toes with Max Rebo. Because that was the big thing about shaking hands with
Yeah.
Frank Sinatra.
Mm.
Anyways, moving along. So everybody liked it?
Yeah.
Did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did.
I have one complaint, and that's
Yeah.
pretty significant coming from me because I feel like I'm kind of a negative guy sometimes. My complaint, and it's going to be silly probably, is he told Grogu heel like a dog
Ah,
twice.
yeah.
Twice he
I
did
caught
that. I'm
that
like,
too.
it didn't feel right at all.
I kind of took it as tongue in cheek. Like,
I hope. I don't know.
yeah.
For some reason, it bothered me.
In
Hey,
a
it could have
world where-
been. I
Go
mean,
ahead.
it could have been worse. He could have been on a leash.
I was about to say, in a world where
Right.
people are putting their children on leashes, is it so
Right.
bad?
I do think that I would love to see a series of 10-minute shorts with Grogu and the Anzellans on Disney Plus. I think
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
that would be a fun side story to do, just to have up for Disney Plus
Star
content.
Wars Minions.
Yeah.
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 That baby. Good shot, baby.
Big pipe, huh?
Big pipe, huh?
We thought you were dead.
I have all new respect for Moaning Myrtle.
Yeah.
It's because if people don't know, the actress who played Moaning Myrtle in Harry Potter also did the voices for the
Yeah.
aliens. I do like that they kind of, whether they intentionally did this or not, Grogu and Yoda, their species, have an innate ability to make huts in swamps.
Yeah.
Whether they meant to do that or not, you kind of just revealed something.
I
And walk
immediately-
around with sticks.
I saw it. I was like, oh, it's just like Yoda's hut. Immediately, when the light coming out of the hole, it just, yeah.
Yeah. Grogu needs to learn measure twice, cut once.
Yeah.
Which I guess raises a question. Do you think in the Jedi Temple, Yoda just lives in a hut? Like, Yoda built his own
Yeah,
hut.
we saw him meditating.
In a mud hut? I
No,
can't remember.
no, he
Oh,
was
he's-
meditating, and then that's
That's
when
right.
Qui-Gon first talked to him
Otherwise, there'd be muddy footprints down the hall to his door. Like,
during Attack of the Clones.
Pesky Master Yoda.
What did you think of the twins?
solid.
Highlight.
Yeah, I liked
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I liked it a lot. I will say that it was a little jarring up front when they started to talk English or basic.
Oh,
whatever you
yeah.
wanna
Go
call
back
it.
and forth.
Yeah, and but yeah, I mean, I got used to it, but it was also just like, oh, I've never heard a Hutt speak, the common language of Star Wars. They only speak Huttese because they're Hutts. They think they're better, right? So,
Clone Wars, they did a little like Zero.
oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but he was so off the wall to begin with. It
Yeah,
it just
Southern
felt normal
too.
for him.
he was very flamboyant.
Yeah.
He was from Louisiana.
Actually, he was.
I don't know about
Yeah.
you. When you guys saw like the scene where they're walking through at the beginning, where Mando's walking through the palace thing, and you look into the rooms, did it feel like the movie Hostel to you?
I haven't
Very,
seen that.
very hedonistic. Like,
Yeah, it was
like
more like-
gruesome. Like, oh, I
Yeah.
don't even want to know what's going
Yeah.
on in that room.
I don't. Ugh, what do you think?
I
that
think it
room
was more
smells
like whatever that what was the Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise movie? Eyes Wide
Yeah,
Shut.
yeah,
It was
Eyes
more
Wide
of
Eyes
that.
Wide Shut. Yeah, same thing.
Ugh.
It kind of that vibe of like, oh yeah, I don't even want to look in there.
Yeah. Don't
I
pan
would-
left or right. Don't pan left or right.
Yeah.
I would hate to know what those rooms smell like. Ugh.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
yeah.
Gross.
Because you could hear the skin rubbing together. That was
Yeah.
the disturbing
Yeah.
part. It's like slugs doing God knows what. Ugh.
Was it off-putting for anyone when the Hutts would like move themselves with their arms? Like,
Oh,
pull
yeah.
themselves
Yeah.
forward? That was the
Yeah.
first time I saw it. I was like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for that."
Yeah.
And what about the muscles on the huts? Was that a little off-putting or
At first,
first?
yeah, at first it was weird, but then I was like, well, why not?
Yeah.
Right. If he's going to be
Buff of the Hutt.
a gladiator, why not?
Yeah,
Mhm.
So here's a theory, not to go off on a tangent, but so Mr. Stevie had made some reference to the retro line for 2027, and he said it was going to be wild. I genuinely think they're going to do the generic characters as retro because it still falls in line with the original trilogy, which he said that the retro line is going to stay OT.
Yeah.
But now we've got those characters on a larger scale as actual. I would love to see a creature set, like a retro
That'd be
creature
fun.
set of all 6 of, or 5 or 6, however many it was that were in the original Dejeric scene on the Falcon. Maybe have like a cardboard arena. I
Wow.
think it would be badass.
I think you would also get 2 sets because that set of all those characters would be primed for translucent plastic to have.
Oh yeah,
hologram.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. You could do both the real life and the hollow version.
Hey,
They can justify it by getting 2 releases out of it right there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Yeah, and it'd probably make a really cheap HasLab if they wanted to do that, because then they could do all the things they want,
full-
and
yeah.
and charge a couple $100, and people
Yeah.
would probably pay it.
Because I'll
Yeah.
be honest, we've wanted those since the original trilogy. Everybody that you talk to, particularly the older fans, the original trilogy fans, we've been dying for those characters, and I think retro would be a good avenue to do that and finally get those out some way.
I'd rather see the Aether Primes than
Yeah.
a Deteric table, to be honest.
Yeah,
But I know that's a deep cut.
it is. It is.
And anyways,
So here's a question. Before I know you're so Rotta is trying to get away from his dad, but then he's got the Jabba the Hutt symbol tattooed on the back of his head.
That's probably from childhood.
Okay,
Mhm.
that's probably what do they call it when you burn it onto cattle?
Yeah.
Like a brand.
Yeah.
the
A brand.
Okay,
He's been
That wasn't-
branded.
I don't even know if you would see this, but in the Clone Wars movie, was that shown on Baby Rada?
Baby Rada. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I
don't-
can't
I don't
remember.
know.
It's been a while since I've seen that.
I don't know if I'm ready to go back and watch it just for that.
Mm.
It did
Stinky,
feel
come
like
on.
Mad Max Fury Road, where they have the Immortan Joe symbol branded on their neck. I kind of felt like
Yeah.
that. So.
Was the New Republic justified in destroying Nalhada? I thought that was a little like
It was aggressive.
Mm.
y-
What
because
would the
they-
other Hutts think? Because now Hutta, like, the twins clearly weren't the only Hutts on the planet.
right?
How
So
are the
you
other Hutts going to react to this?
You just did they just do genocide? What?
Yeah. Was this
But
an act of war?
I don't. They didn't destroy the planet. They just destroyed the palace, right?
palace.
Yeah, I
Oh,
thought it was
yeah.
just the palace.
Well,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
just the
I'm sorry.
palace.
Yes,
So-
I misspoke. It was the palace, but like it felt like I don't know. It felt like an excessive amount
Well,
of force.
there was
It was aggressive.
Well, there was that throwaway line that Sigourney Weaver had where it said, "Yeah, we found out that the twins were playing both sides, so we were justified." Like that, I get, that's in universe. That's how they justified it, but
Okay.
I don't know. Like,
Right.
sure, but it's also like, and maybe this is just us being the viewer, outside looking in. It's like, well, they're Hutts. They're awful. Yes, yes. Bomb the palace.
Yeah.
I'm talking
We
about
may-
Star Wars for any of the IRS that are listening in on this this podcast.
Well, it's funny you guys mentioned Sigourney Weaver because I love Sigourney Weaver
IRS, FBI.
as
Sorry.
an actress. I love her in Alien. I think she probably had as big an impact on me as Princess Leia did when I was a kid.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But you talked earlier about Jack Black and Lizzo. That was my big gripe about using those high-profile actors, musicians, whatever, in Star Wars universe. Is it does for a second it pulls you out of the immersion.
Mhm.
And as much as I love Sigourney Weaver and as much as I thought the character was pretty good, I'm glad they kept her minimal because every time that she came on the screen, it was that same kind of reaction with Jack Black and Lizzo for just a second. I'm like, wait a minute, where are we?
Yeah.
Because is this Ghostbusters? What is it?
Well, I guess that's my thing with Sigourney Weaver. She's an actress. She's in things. Like when I'm watching Ghostbusters, I'm like, oh, that's her from. I don't get pulled out that she's an alien or she's in whatever.
Yeah.
The thing that really did it for me were the directors.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've definitely played that card a few times now.
Yeah, it's like, okay, that's Filoni. Yes, okay, yes, he's there. Yes, there's. What's her face? Who directed all Obi-Wan?
Deborah Chow.
Deborah
Deborah
Chow,
Chow.
Yeah.
Rick
Famuyiwa,
Famuyiwa. Yeah.
and Doug
He-
Chang.
Which I like him. The lesser known faces, it's not a problem, but yeah, Filoni
Close up
plugging
on
himself,
Filoni.
yeah, he's taking it a little too far, because especially with the hat and all that stuff, where Deborah Chow and Rick Famuyiwa, they all sort of blend in,
Yeah.
more so than
But
Dave does.
It took me out of the movie more than I guess Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, I
for
can
me.
see that.
Yeah.
Not to derail, but I think Rick Famuyiwa, I think he needs more stories to tell.
Oh, yeah,
I've
he's
seen
great.
him in interviews, and he's a fan. He's like toys in the toy box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell that. And I think that's the formula that is working. We talk about this whole thing with Mando and Grogu, and the fact that, I know there's a lot of controversy with the Disney era of stuff, but it's like, how much proof does Disney need that when they keep it geared to follow Lucas's formula to 10-year-olds,
Yeah.
Mhm.
that's when they knock it out of the park. Stop with your politics, stop with your agenda, stop with this, stop with that. Just keep it simple. Keep
Right.
it, just give us that purity, that, that wholesome family, good versus evil. Don't complicate things. Just
Right.
I think they're really overshooting the target on a lot of stuff. And it's like when they stand back and let the fans, let's be honest, Filoni and Favreau both are fans. Rick
Yeah.
Famuyiwa, he's a fan. You can feel that. Bryce Dallas Howard. Oh my God. Please give this woman a movie.
Yeah. Where was her cameo?
Yeah.
I know, exactly. She would have really pulled us out of
Yeah.
it.
She was busy in
Yeah.
Jurassic Park.
Exactly.
But no,
But-
I'm sorry, Jerry. I don't
No,
wanna-
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, but to speak with that, that's when my second watching, I took my grandson. He's 10. And watching it through his eyes,
Oh yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, and we saw it with the theater full of kids. We saw it at like 1:00 on a Saturday. So it was full of kids. Everybody's laughing. Everybody's jumping. Everybody's into the movie. And it's like, oh, once I took my Star Wars fan glasses off
Yep.
and started picking the movie apart and just enjoyed it for what it was,
Yep.
I was like, this was perfect.
If I'd seen this at 10 years old,
Mhm.
this would have been the greatest movie ever made. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that's to kind of your point, Glenn, us being all over the age of 40, right? Like,
Mhm.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I'm like,
hey,
I'll show you the
hold
receipts,
on,
bro.
hold on.
6'7",
Hold on.
6'7". I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
6'7".
None of you jerks
You're
are
aging
fooling
yourself saying
anybody.
6'7", Jason.
I'm very
You
young.
guys are fooling anybody. But I'm also a firm believer that sometimes a movie has to teach you how to watch it.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you go in with that super critical eye up front, then you're going to miss a lot of the point of the movie.
Right.
So, and sometimes you just kind of have to take it in. And this has always kind of been my argument with the prequels. Whenever the prequels were getting all of the hate, was I feel like sometimes people hate a movie for what it wasn't, except and not enjoying it for what it was.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think that is especially true with Star Wars in general, specifically since the prequels, because I feel like everybody has a certain expectation of what is going to come next, or hypothesizing things, right? And it's like, hey, don't try to outsmart a movie.
Mhm.
Let the movie tell you what it's trying to tell you. Take it in, and then you can either like it or not like it. Like, it's it will.
Yeah.
It might have a little bit more merit to you, if you let it sink in for a minute and then kind of pick it apart, as opposed to trying to pick it apart on your first viewing, right?
Right.
Well, you mentioned the repetitive themes about Rotta trying not to be his father, and how they kept repeating those themes. When you think about it, Glenn's theater full of kids. George Lucas, that's why he
Yeah.
apparently did the backwards Yoda gibberish, because that way it made the kids pay attention more. Maybe that's why they kept reasserting those ideas about Rotta not wanting to be, and this older, younger, and all of those. Maybe that's why they kept reasserting those ideas, because they figure these 10-year-olds have short attention spans, even shorter than when we were 10 years old.
Right.
So they're having to really make sure that the kids are paying attention to these ideas. because again, they're making it for that target audience of 10-year-olds. The rest of us were just observers. So
Right.
Teens aren't going to the movies right now. It's the young kids who get dragged by their parents, and then the parents. The kids aren't going to the movies.
Yeah.
They look at the box office. I mean, it's just way down. Like movies are struggling.
mhm.
The movies
Yeah.
that used to not struggle are struggling.
But I think that's across the board, just in general,
Mhm.
for films. Like you might have a one-off that makes, whatever, however much, but I just think that that's across the board. And I think a lot of it really started. I mean, this was all like gestating pre-pandemic, right? Like it's, when we were growing up, it was a 9-month turnaround for something to
Yeah.
come out on home video. Now it's 2.5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the
days,
kids are
something
just
like
waiting for
that.
streaming.
So, like,
Yeah.
yeah, at that point, like, I'm guilty of going, yeah, I want to see that in the theater, and then after 2 weeks of me not seeing it, going, I'll just catch it on streaming. Like,
Yep.
so it's, I'm guilty of it as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But, Jerry, to kind of piggyback on what you were talking about with attention spans, I think that's why a lot of people didn't care for the middle section with Grogu, as Grogu was taking care of Mando.
Mhm.
And it might be an unpopular opinion, but that was my favorite part of the movie. Like to me, that whole 14 minutes
Mhm.
was the entire point of the movie,
Mhm.
of Grogu, the character progression of Grogu now taking responsibility for himself. And then, the old take care of the young, young take care of the old, right? So that was the whole turning point for me. And then a lot of people are like, yeah, it just dragged on. I'm like, out of a 2.5 hour movie, that was 14 minutes
Yeah.
telling me in this era of TikToks, you can't sit still for 14 minutes
Mhm.
and watch a silent character progression.
Yeah.
I've told my students for years. I make that point. I always have it, and I tell my students, I'm like, look, if my generation does this right, you'll be there to wipe our butts when we get too old to do
Right.
it for
Right.
ourselves. So
Right.
yeah, I'm really pouring my heart and soul into this because I want to make sure you're going to be there to take care of me when I
Right.
get old.
And typically, like, so going back to should it be a movie, I guess, when they make that big jump from small screen to big screen, there's usually something that changes, something that it's a pivot point for the character, so things aren't ever the same, and it's a little bit bigger in terms of just the character development. That really didn't happen except for Grogu, which
Yeah.
he's a small guy on a big
But we
screen.
did see the evolution. We did see the evolution of that character. I
We
think
did,
that
but
was-
like even in the X-Files, they saved the part where Mulder sees the aliens and the UFOs for the movie. They didn't do that in the show, which was a huge changing point for what?
Spoiler.
Sorry, the 9 months have passed since the movie's release, so start watching. So I don't know. I just felt like it could have been a show.
Yeah.
They could have done a little bit more to change the status quo for Mando and Grogu.
Could have. Yeah.
Well-
I totally understand that.
Well, and just like we were talking about the 15 minutes with Grogu, doing his thing, that would have been an episode or two. And I think people would have, at that point, would have been like, I can't believe I sat through a half an hour
Yeah,
of Grogu
that would
wandering
that would have
the
been
swamp.
the fluff that everybody complained about.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
would have hated that.
it is the fluff that people are complaining about in the movie.
Right.
Mhm.
So, but again, it was my favorite part of the movie.
Mhm.
Yeah, I enjoyed the movie, by the way. Don't get me wrong, but
Oh, yeah.
I just was expecting
Yeah.
the status quo to change by the end.
You were
would
expecting.
I don't know what else could have changed other than the only thing that comes to mind is Mando maybe dying,
Yeah,
Mhm.
and
That could have been
I
one.
don't want that. I'm not ready for that.
Yeah.
Of course, it's going to happen at some point, whether we see it or not. He's a humanoid and he's not long for the world, but I don't think I'm ready to see it.
Mhm.
I think also this was on our Mickey Mutineers bingo card. I feel like a lot of people were expecting Grogu to say his first words. too.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I know that leading into the movie, Favreau was like, he's not going to speak, but they
Yeah.
always say something's not going to happen, then it happens. So this was just one of the times where they said it wasn't going to happen, and then it didn't happen, right?
What
So,
if it
Yeah.
did happen and it was Jeremy Allen White also?
it was the same voice and the same cadence. That conversation with himself.
Well, I
Um,
think two things should have happened with Grogu, and I think one of these two would have sufficed. Number one would have been him saying something. Number two would have been him getting a new outfit.
he did.
Well, Get
Yeah.
away, get out of the robe. Get out of that damn robe. It's like it's a baby robe. It's a onesie.
Well, Ray was in the same outfit for essentially for 3 movies.
Right. But I
she had
think
a
it's
different
just
outfit
it's
in
because
Last
we
Jedi.
think of him as a baby. What, Jordan?
I thought she had a different outfit in Last
It
Jedi.
was it was gray, yes, but it was essentially the same thing. And then
It
they
was
went to
similar.
pure white in Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I get that, but I'm just saying it, we want to see his feet. We want to, you know what I mean? It's one of those where I think if they would do something, get him out of the Yoda robe, I think that would help.
Hmm.
But or he would need to progress somehow. I mean, he did progress, but I think he's progressing like his species progresses.
He
where
needs
we're
to grow.
yes,
He-
exactly.
Goo.
Just a couple inches. It's fine.
He
Yeah.
just needs to grow goo.
Ooh.
Exactly. And I think showing that as in getting a new outfit would have been different more than, oh, look, I've got this big, ugly Mandalorian armor thing on my chest.
And
Like
I mean,
yeah.
who wouldn't have gone crazy if he had actually spoken and it sort of sounded like Frank Oz? If they'd had Frank
Right.
Oz do the
Mhm.
voice, but like de-aged it or whatever,
Yeah.
Wow.
that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Waka waka.
Or he sounded like Kermit. That would have been even better.
Yeah.
Or
He
Miss
just
Piggy.
starts- bowing out. He just starts sounding like a Skeksis. He's just
So but there was this guy on TikTok that was showing, like, he was making fun of all the Star Wars fans, and he was like, "This is what people wanted to see in Mandalorian and
I
Grogu,"
saw that guy.
and he's done a bunch of them, and it's funny as hell because he's
They
just
are
like,
funny.
"I need a weapon. Oh, look, the dark saber." And then like Zeb looking at him, "Before we go into Lightspeed, let me tell you a story about Sabine and Hera." And it's all stuff like that. It's just
I
like
need
that's
some
what
help.
people
Ahsoka and Luke Skywalker.
right. And it was just like all the fan service that we were like, oh man, we're going to get so much fan service out of this movie, where we got some, but it wasn't like that. Because
Yeah.
I think if they would have done stuff like that, we would have lost a lot of people, because this was something my in-laws came see it. We didn't really talk about it, but it was an enjoyable movie for them because there was none of that. It was like, okay, you can see this 2.5-hour movie and be okay
Right.
without seeing any of the lore.
And I think that goes into one of the things that I had ranted about a couple weeks ago on Facebook, where it was just, like people hypothesizing and expecting something, and when that thing doesn't happen, then all of a sudden the movie's a letdown.
Right.
Right? Like, no, again, let the movie tell you the story it's trying to tell you.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
You
felt
know,
like
and
it was a James Bond movie with Mando in it.
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah. I'll take it. I'm not mad at that.
What
Even
did you guys think of the use of the Amanis?
That
Oh.
was cool.
Insane,
Great
right?
characters. Great characters.
I
Yeah.
loved it so much. I can't believe we didn't mention that earlier. Damn.
It's because we're talking about so much stuff.
Right. But I need an Amani Black Series figure for sure.
Oh,
that'd be awesome.
I need at least one or two of them. So
Yeah.
the Mr. Steve.
And they have to roll.
Yes. Jeez, could you imagine just tucking them under?
No, I thought those were great because then you got to really see what that character was
Right.
and how vicious they could be and how scary they could be.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for years and years, I had the figure like as a kid, and it was like, well, I don't really know what he does. He's kind of awkward. He's no good, really. He's just
Right.
a background character. And now seeing him, like, oh, these guys are trouble.
Yeah. Like, oh.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to not Filoni, Favreau's when he first started making The Mandalorian, and how like maybe his older brother had the Han, Luke, and Leia, and he was stuck with all the B characters that the brother didn't want to play with. So
Yeah.
he's like reinventing IG-88 and
Troop transport.
Troop Transport, and now he's doing the same thing with Amon,
Yeah.
which I
Yeah.
enjoyed.
Yeah.
And the mini rigs.
Yep, the mini rig came
Right.
out.
But that was the appeal of it, I mean, not to go down that path, but that was the appeal of those types of characters. We talk about the Cantina creatures. I mean, you could tell so many stories. Those are always my favorite characters in the toy box when I was a kid, because, you don't have all that backstory,
Yeah.
that exposition on the character, so you can sort of make it up on your own. I think that's a big part of it. And I think, again, it's where that fandom comes in. You can tell that these guys are real fans, but Favreau's, I think, good enough a movie maker to know how much is too much, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He keeps it modest, but enough that, you know, those of us dorks who've been around all this time can say, oh, you know, this.
Right. That was a womp rat.
Yeah. There was a lot of that,
Yeah.
but it was just a split second, and we
Yeah.
moved, and the story progressed. You know, it
Right.
doesn't stop and say, "Oh, look at this," because, you know, that was Lucas's complaint about science fiction at the beginning. Was, you know, they spend too much time showing off their work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think Favreau has stayed true to that in, you know, not showing off his work too much. It's just a blip, and it's like, oh, I caught it. It was right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This question is mainly for Glenn. So sorry, everybody else. But how homesick did you get whenever they were showing all the swamp parts on that?
Gattori, man, what a great character.
Yeah, because I was like, man, I could go for some crawfish right now, man.
Right.
Like I just heard like swampy banjo playing in the background. I was like, oh man, I kind of miss Louisiana right now.
Yeah,
He
no.
was sitting on his deck drinking an Abita.
Voodoo lager.
It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that because my buddy Ryan and I went to go grab a bite to eat after, and I did order an Abita.
There you go.
Yeah, Glenn, you got to petition them to do Black and Voodoo again. I miss that beer.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Mhm. They make a
probably could
really
find-
good root beer.
Yeah. Those
Yeah,
root beers
I've had
awesome.
theirs. There was a place in Atlanta that had growlers, and they had it on tap one time, and I got a
Yep.
growler full of it.
Yep.
It was good.
So what were your any final thoughts about Mando and Grogu?
Well, we got to talk about Zeb. Nobody's going to mention Zeb.
Oh.
Who?
Who's that?
Or
Yeah.
Ambo.
Yeah,
What a
Zeb was
throwaway
cool.
character.
Yeah. No, Zeb was awesome.
Zeb might be the reason why they had to do it as a movie, just to justify the cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing with Embo.
Yeah, Ambo.
Yeah.
I
I thought
also,
Ambo
good
was really
character.
well done.
Oh,
I
yeah,
also
definitely.
like he's I like that they kept Steve Bloom as the voice.
Right.
Too. So like that was it took me a second to get used to the non-animated version. I say non-animated, right? Let's put air
Right.
quotes around that. But yeah, it's I liked it. I love
More
it.
realistic
Yeah.
look.
Yeah,
Right.
the Black Series look.
Yes.
So, which, if anything, it got me excited for Ahsoka season 2 to see the rest
Yeah.
of the Rebels crew again.
Oh, dude.
So,
Oh,
Because
Glenn,
that-
are you ready for that? For them
No.
all to be in a room
Oh
together?
my god, dude! I cried like a little baby when he looked at Hera and went, "Hera, I'm home." When
Glenn is
Ezra
going
did that at
to
the end of
either A, explode, or B, have kittens. Like
Right.
that is.
Or both. He'll explode and it'll just be kittens.
There you go.
They're saying season 2 trailer in August. That's what I'm hearing.
Oh,
Ooh.
So it's coming.
You
Yeah,
get
I
all
don't
the
un-
chatters.
yeah. I'm so upset they pushed that back, but I guess they had
I'm
to.
fine with it. I'm fine with it. If,
Yeah.
if it helps the production, if they
Right.
need more time, I'm happy.
Trust the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Trust the Force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, yeah. No. I know because I was not expecting Zeb to be in the movie as much as he was. Because I mean, from like the first onslaught, there's Zeb, and then he just stays in it forever.
Yeah.
You know. So and the rumor or somebody I'd heard somewhere, some of the chatter was like whatever happens with Zeb is going to affect his character in Ahsoka season 2.
Nice.
So are we gonna see Stinky in Ahsoka season 2?
I
I was
hope.
gonna say.
Yeah.
I hope she calls him Stinky too.
Yeah,
Being a big buff.
That'd be funny.
that would be fun.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, because him and Zeb, the way they end, him and Zeb go have a beer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's the way they end the movie for them.
I do
And Zellen's
also-
bought the first round.
Yeah,
That's right.
I do one
Good stinky.
tiny like before we go, like I do also love the fact that the guy who played Johnu Coin is named John
Johnny
Coin.
Coin.
Johnny Coin. So I'm
He's
like,
on my wife's favorite show, Mom.
oh, nice.
He's one of the side
I was
characters.
like, you
in
know
Mom.
what? Good for that guy. Good for that guy getting his name canonized. Like, I'm
Oh.
kind of jealous.
Speaking of stuff canonized, they made silly hats canon in Star Wars in this movie. Did y'all not see that in the planet, the cyberpunk planet, or one of the
Yeah.
planet? Everybody's wearing. They're like, there's a silly hat. It's in Star
Yeah.
Wars. It's
Yeah.
canon now.
Ha ha. Ha ha.
Does that
All right.
imply that the business side of the Star Wars universe has silly hat day at work?
Only in Chicago. Only in Chicago.
Right.
Is it called Sakari?
Chikari, yeah.
Chikari,
It
yeah.
sounds like Chikari.
Space Chicago.
Space Chicago-y.
All right, here's my only complaint that I have about today is I still have to wait another week and a half for a new episode of Smugglers Galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've moved to bi-weekly.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So I have to wait 2.5 weeks then.
Yes.
Oh, I thought this
I
was
guess,
going out
yeah.
on the 16th.
Oh, this
Well,
is.
it's not a new episode. We were in it.
Yeah, you're in.
Yeah,
it.
you get to
Sure
hear-
is.
you get
You'll
to
have
hear
to
yourself
wait.
on-
Yes,
We have to wait 2 more weeks.
That's right.
technically, but you can listen to this with new ears.
Yeah. You could
And,
just go back and listen from the beginning if you really wanted to. Hear
Yeah.
how bad we were.
Those dorks.
Yeah.
What do these guys know?
Bunch of nerds.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, for joining us and sharing your thoughts on Mando and Grogu and the state of, I guess, the collecting world in general.
Thanks
Ted,
for
it was
having
nice to meet you for finally.
us. You as well, man. You as well.
I'm sorry, Ted, was it? Is it?
It's Tad. Tad. And thank you for listening to the Smugglers Galaxy podcast. If you could, please leave a like and a 5-star review of the show anywhere you listen. It really helps us out and points people to our show. You can follow us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Send us an email or message us. We love feedback, and we'd love to make you part of our show. Our email address is smugglersgalaxy@gmail.com. Thank you to Afonso Riviera for the Smugglers Galaxy logo, and thank you to Levi Waterhouse for the music. People, collect for the love of it. Hasbro announced VC375, hashtag vote with your wallet. Pass on what you've learned. Be a positive force in the collecting community. This is the way.
This is the
This
way.
is the way.
It's the way. Play with your toys.
Yeah.